Good morning, students. How are you all? Hope that all of you are keeping fine. So, now we are entering into the third semester, and for you, it is time of pre board exams. So, you have completed already one pre board, first pre board, and you are waiting for the result of it. And from January 4th, you will be going for the second pre board. So, now, during a short time, you may be approaching your final board exam. Since we are undergoing this pandemic, so we are not sure of the date. It may be earlier or later, we don't know, but we must be ready for it. So today we are going to discuss the question paper of first pre-board. Along with that, we will be discussing the very necessary things, important tips also we will be discussing with regard to the question papers, okay, and also the way of writing your English 1 or language paper. So all of you may please have your question paper of first pre-board. So take your question paper. Okay, before starting the question paper, let me tell you that it is time for you to complete your project works well and complete it in time. So you know this year the paper won't be, it will not be in 100, it will be out of 80. So the 20 marks you are going to get based on your project report. So if you do that well, you are going to score well. Okay, at least you can get a good mark out of 20. Then you need to think only about the rest of, that is 80 marks. So all of you do your project well and submit it in time. Okay, so let us discuss the question paper now. So question number 1. So with regard to the question numbers, I want to tell you, so first and foremost thing is putting the question number correctly. That means if you are going for the composition first, it is question number 1. But you cannot just write there question number 1 and start writing. You have to mention the number of question number 1, A or B or C, D or E. That must be clearly indicated. Question number 1, A or B or C or D, whatever. It should be clearly indicated. There are students who don't write the question number properly. They may write question number 1, they don't mention A or B or C. So whatever the question number is given in the question paper, that should be followed. I give you all these instructions or tips that you don't make mistakes and lose your marks or confuse the examiner. Okay, now with regard to the question number 1, what are the important things? See, let us see the composition here. It is to be written in 400 or 450 words, and I hope that all of you know how to write it in the exact number of words, taking the average of the first 2 lines. Okay, then you can read those instructions well and follow them. So now coming to the first question, A. Describe what you saw and did at the sports day in your school. So I was going through some of your papers and I found some of you are writing this question. Okay, you have written this question and you write, okay, either about a cricket match or a hockey match. Okay, what is the nature of the question? It is description of the sports day. What do you understand by a sports day? Sports day is not about a particular game, cricket match. Sports day is sports. Here it means many sports items are performed. It is a sports day. There will be many items. So please understand that it is not about a cricket match. Okay, the nature of the question is changed there. So the first and foremost thing when you get a question paper is understanding it. You are getting 15 minutes to read it. Okay, other than 3 hours, you are getting 15 extra minutes. So read well, understand well. So select those questions that you understand properly. Okay, so now, so what is a composition? A composition means put together. So in a composition, or we can say it is an essay. In an essay we are putting together different aspects, different elements. So in the essay, when we speak about the essay, we are putting together an introduction, body and conclusion. Okay, we don't usually write these headings like introduction, body or conclusion, but you should have that in your mind. You must give an introduction, though you don't write an introduction. Okay, usually for the essay you write an introduction, but here you don't write it introduction. Without writing that word or title, you write one paragraph as introduction, and in body you write 2 or 3 paragraphs. Then conclusion means an essay will have 4 or 5 paragraphs. I must remind you all that it is not paragraph writing, and those who make it a paragraph writing, so they will have to lose their marks. Okay, also I saw that in question number 2a, directed writing, some students are writing one paragraph and making it a paragraph writing, so they will be penalized. Okay, so if you lose marks there, don't feel bad, because you have to follow the rubrics instructions. Okay, so first question is description. You have to write what you saw, what you did. So those things are to be explained, what you did, what you saw. So on sports day, you know that there will be many items, so you will be seeing many items, and you will be participating also, either directly participating or conducting it. So what you did and what you saw on the sports day, and know what is sports day first of all, and write it in several paragraphs. Now question number B. So question is, all the children in the country, irrespective of their parents' financial status, should study in government schools. So this is argumentative essay. Argue for or against the given statement. So some students, it seems that they have misunderstood the question. So they have understood it as, as it is about the importance of education. Students, this question is not about the importance of education. This question is whether a student should study in government school or private schools. Whether you or parents send their children to government school, whether you support it. So the proposition or statement is, all the children in the country, irrespective of their parents' financial status, should be sent to government school. Do you agree with this or disagree? So this is argumentative essay. Please understand the question. So understand the key words. Understand the focusing part of the question. Where does it focus? What does it mean? It is not about the importance of education. So these are some things when you write, when you are not focusing, you deviate from the proper ideas. You deviate and you don't write the right points there. So we have seen that grammatical and other mistakes, that is going to directly reduce your marks. And that is the most important, reducing the number of grammatical mistakes. Then the ideas are important, and deviation from the ideas, that will be considered as major mistake, major irrelevancy. So don't go away from the topic. Don't make your points very irrelevant. Write relevant points. Now remind these points again and again, that you write better essays and score good marks. Now question number 3. Narrate an incident which made you realize that a man does not become great by his wealth alone. So narrate an incident means There should be originality. Okay, it is not a story. There are students who tend to write once upon a time. See the question, narrate an incident. Okay, in an incident, when you narrate an incident, there is no once upon a time or writing a story. Okay, there should be originality. Okay, what is originality? So I have clearly explained these things earlier. What is originality? Okay, so if you have any confusion, when you come to attend to the classes, okay, in the school, please ask and clarify it. Okay, and if you have more doubts, so come to the school, attend to the classes and clarify your doubts. Now question number D. Question number D is ambition. A one word topic is given. Here it is ambition. It's a very general topic. You can bring this idea directly and indirectly. There should be connection. Okay, but that connection can be either very direct or sometimes it can be even indirect. Means it should be related to that, but it need not be defining ambition. That is not necessary. Okay, you have freedom here to answer this question. Okay, so now we move to question number E. Write an original short story entitled Divine Justice. So here it is original story. So don't misunderstand that you are asked to write a story that you have studied in the primary classes. It should be relevant in the present societies. Okay, it should be according to the happenings and the ways or what happens, the incidents that take place in the society, in the communities today. So it should be relevant, it should be original. Okay, follow the question properly. Certain words are very important. Like here it is mentioned original short story. Okay, and they have asked you to give the title Divine Justice. So write that Divine Justice on the top of your original short story. Okay, put the number and write the title Divine Justice. Okay, and if you are selecting or going for a short story, that I told you that it should be relevant. Okay, that should be dealing with the happenings of the society. Okay, and always select a story. If you have good language, okay, good suspense, creativity, okay, it should be very interesting. Okay, it should not be boring. Okay, you can use even colloquial language in story writing, but don't go for much short forms there. Okay, you can have dialogues in inverted commas, double inverted commas. Okay, so dialogues are more used in story writing, original story writing. Okay, make it very interesting. If you don't have a good language, okay, good idea of writing a story, don't go for it. Okay, you can go for one word composition like ambition here, or argumentative if you have ideas. If you have the ability to argue, debate, go for that. Okay, or description means using your sense organs. What do you see, what do you experience, what do you hear? For example, the first question A, question number A, describing a railway station or an experience. Describe means what do you see, what do you experience, okay, with your sense organs. So that is with regard to question number 1. Okay, I told you to write it in number of words 400. Okay, don't write more than, because you are losing your time. Okay, always go for 400 words. More than that will be waste of time and you will be making more mistakes. So reduce mistakes. Now moving to question number 2. So question number 2, let me read. You want to apply for admission into a prestigious college for doing an undergraduate course in computer applications. Write a SOP. Okay. Details are briefly mentioned. What to briefly mention? Your personality traits, reason for choosing the college, why you should be given admission in the college, role of the institute in achieving your goals and aspirations, and you can add some more details there. So now go to the new pattern. You are given 15 marks. Earlier it was out of 20, but now it is out of 15. See, to score mark, okay, in direct writing it is easier. Okay, you attempt, okay, whatever question you get, so the model outline that is given, that should be elaborated, okay, and extra ideas can be added, okay. So reduce the number of grammatical mistakes, okay. All these instructions we have heard or understood, follow them well. So now when it comes to SOP or personal profile, okay, in the last days before the exam, in the revision days, we were discussing also about SOP and personal profile. And what are the ideas we had discussed? Do you remember? Okay, how to write an SOP? What is SOP? SOP is statement of purpose. So as introduction, don't write SOP, but write statement of purpose. Okay, and don't just start writing it. Write there statement of purpose. Okay. Now, what is a statement of purpose? What is the nature of statement of purpose? When do you usually write a statement of purpose? When you want to get admission in a university or a college. Okay. In a statement of purpose, we have model statements. Okay, in page number 157 in your textbook, you have a model statement of purpose. In your juniors or seniors textbooks, you get statement of purpose. Okay, read them. If you get a statement of purpose, you need to make only necessary changes according to the question. Okay, you can write good statement of purpose. So spend some time in reading that and understanding the important things there. The statement of purpose is usually speaking about what you want to do in the particular college. Okay, what is your aim? When you get admission there, what is your aim? Your aim of studying there. What are the things you want to do there? Okay, what you would like to do? What you would like to do particularly by taking up this particular course. And also not only particular course, but in this particular university or college. Okay, the course and the college, you are going to focus on that. You will be talking about your abilities, talents, traits, okay, all those things. The model profile will model SOP will help you for that. So go through one model SOP. So your interests, okay, what are the kinds of research you are going to do there? Okay, so you are going to mention all those things. So I told you that some students write it as a paragraph, which will be, okay, a wrong way of doing it, and the person may go even get 0 mark. Okay, when you are asked to write SOP or any such kind of writings, whatever writing, article writing or report writing, so understand that it is not paragraph writing. Still students are doing it even after repeated reminders. That is why I tell you again and again. So after question number 2, part A, okay, we go to part B. So if you have further doubts, please come and clarify it. Follow the tips that you don't lose your marks. So in English language, there is nothing to sit and study, but understand the tips well, that you score well, provided you have good language. Good language especially means, okay, not using very high-fi vocabularies, but writing without grammar mistakes, okay, grammatical mistakes should be avoided, and also use simple language but orderly, clearly. Okay, don't unnecessarily write so many things. Okay, brevity is the soul of wit. Don't write unnecessarily. Okay, write necessary things. Now coming to part B. Let me read the question for you. As the head boy or head girl of your school, you have been given the responsibility of organizing Deepavali fest in your school. Write a proposal in about 150 words stating the steps you would take to successfully organize. So we were discussing proposal writing before the exam. Okay, in the class also we had discussed many times. So this question carries 10 marks. Okay, if you are very careless only you lose marks. If you are careful you can score minimum 9 marks. So I had given you the different steps. Let me remind you what are the steps. First you must write main heading. It is very easy to write the main heading. What is the main heading here? So it is a proposal. So proposal for what? Proposal for organizing Deepavali fest. So simple. Okay, then next you have heading or introduction. Write 2 points. Okay, what will be written there? Why this fest? Okay, we are answering to the question why. Okay, 2 points are to be written there. Then objectives. I found some students writing objectives very disorderly, writing too much. Okay, writing more than needed. Okay, right? I have discussed in the previous videos. If you refer the previous videos, you will get a very detailed explanation, instruction based on everything, especially about proposal writing. You will get enough points. Okay, go for that. We are answering why. Again, we are answering why. In the objectives also we are answering why. Not to make it too lengthy. Okay, so find out this why this for. Okay, understand that first. Get number of why, answer to why, then write them under heading or introduction and also under objectives. Okay, now you have list of measures. So WH questions are answered there. What are the WH questions? What, when, where, for whom, by whom. Okay, how all these questions are answered. Okay, answer it properly. Okay, still if you have doubt, come and clarify it. I found many students leaving out the title conclusion this time. That means you have not attended the classes. Write conclusion. Write a subtitle conclusion before the real conclusion. Written in one line. What is that? For example, we hope that the proposal will be accepted dash dash. That you write at the end. So before writing this, write a subtitle for that. That is conclusion. So follow this format. Okay, follow the format properly. So write the points under that and score above 9. So now when you go for the second pre-board, don't forget these tips and instructions given. Okay, if you are following it, you are going to get good mark. So it is smart work that is going to pay. So now we have question 3 and 4. So before going to question 3 and 4, I give you some time to complete these question 3 and 4 in your copy. Complete it, and in the next class we will be discussing question 3 and 4. Okay, so we will be going with our next parts, question 3 and 4 in the next class. So you can refer or listen the old videos again and understand the tips given, instructions given with regard to proposal writing and essay writing and other writings. Okay, thank you.